Let's talk about that digital mirror we all look into every day. You know the one. It's staring back at us from our screens, and it's been curated piece by algorithms. But what happens when that reflection starts to feel a little too real? Maybe even more real than we feel ourselves. I mean, really think about it for a second. That endless scroll of videos, news, recommendations, does it feel like it truly understands who you are right now, or maybe more importantly, the person you're trying to become? Or does it sometimes feel, I don't know, a little off, like it's talking to someone you used to be? This question is really the key to everything we're digging into today. And this is where we see a fundamental conflict starting to brew. On one side, you've got you, your actual internal world, which is complex, it's messy, it's always changing. And on the other side, you have the version of you that the algorithms build. It's more like a caricature, right? It's just a predictive profile stitched together from this digital breadcrumb trail of your past behavior. And those two things, they're rarely a perfect match. Now, this gap, it's not just a minor disagreement. The source material gives it a really powerful name, the identity schism. It's that jarring split between our authentic inner self and our digital reflection. It's that strange feeling that there are two versions of you out there, and one of them is made entirely of data. Okay, so to really get what's going on here, we need to define the two sides of this split. First up, you've got what the model calls your phenomenological self. Now, that's a mouthful, I know, but it stands for something incredibly simple. It's you. It's your gut feelings, your random daydreams, your private thoughts, all of it. It's your subjective, in-the-moment experience of just being alive. And then there's your data double. This is your algorithmic ghost, your digital twin. And the crucial thing to remember is it's not actually you. It's a predictive model built from your clicks, your likes, your shares. Its entire reason for existing isn't to understand you, but to guess what you'll do next, what you're going to watch, what you're going to buy, and maybe even what you're going to believe. And this is where things get really tricky. The problem isn't just that this data double exists. The real issue starts when we begin to trust its recommendations more than our own intuition. You know, the algorithm says, hey, looks like you're interested in this, and instead of stopping and asking ourselves, wait, am I? How do I actually feel right now? We just kind of go along with it. When that happens over and over, it creates this really dangerous feedback loop. The source calls it recursive identity ossification. Basically, the algorithm keeps showing you stuff based on the person you were yesterday. You engage with it, which just reinforces to the algorithm that, yep, that's who you are. So you get shown more of the same tomorrow. You end up getting frozen, kind of stuck in a past version of yourself. So what's the end result of all this? Well, we start performing for the machine. We subconsciously start tweaking our online behavior to better fit the profile the algorithm thinks we have. We become this digital false self, acting out a simpler, more predictable version of who we are, all just to keep the feed happy and flowing smoothly. Okay, I know, that all sounds pretty bleak, but here's the good news. The source material doesn't just point out the problem, it actually offers a potential solution. It's a model for integration, for putting the pieces back together, called the Algorithmic Mirror Integration, or TAMI for short. So, what's this TAMI thing all about? Well, its entire purpose is to be a clear therapeutic protocol designed to heal that identity schism we were just talking about. Think of it as a framework for stitching your true self and your digital reflection back together, but this time with you holding the needle and thread. And it all boils down to a 3-step protocol. It's a series of actions designed to help you take back the power to define who you are. The protocol has 3 core steps. First is algorithmic dissonance mapping. Second is the black box externalization, and third is reintrojection. Yeah, they sound a little technical, but the ideas behind them are actually pretty straightforward. Let's break down what each of them really means. All right, step 1 is all about building awareness. Dissonance mapping just means looking back and pinpointing those exact moments when your feed showed you a version of yourself that felt, well, distorted or just plain wrong, but maybe you just went along with it. Think about a time it recommended a video that was so not you, but you clicked it anyway, and suddenly your whole feed just changed. That's the moment of dissonance you're looking for. Step 2 is all about a huge mental shift. They call it the black box externalization. All this means is you have to stop seeing the algorithm as some kind of neutral, objective mirror reflecting the real you. It's not. You need to start seeing it for what it is, a biased narrator. It's a tool telling a story about you, but it has its own agenda, and that agenda is almost always engagement. It is not a truth teller. And finally, step 3 is where you actually do something. It's called reintrojection. This is all about intentionally reconnecting with your inner self through what the model calls analog introspection. And that can be anything, really. Journaling, but with an actual pen and paper, without autocorrect. Taking a walk without a podcast or music blasting in your ears. Or just sitting in silence for a few minutes. It's about creating enough quiet space to actually hear your own thoughts again, without the algorithm's constant chatter. So you do all this, then what? What's the end game here? The desired outcome is simple, but it's also incredibly powerful. It's about reclaiming your story. This really shows us the two paths we can take. On one side, you have algorithmic compliance, just passively accepting whatever definition the machine spits out for you. But on the other side, that's the goal, autobiographical sovereignty. What a fantastic phrase. It means becoming the sovereign ruler of your own life story. It means you reclaim the ultimate authority to say who you are and who you're going to be. So, the whole point of this is to fundamentally shift your role. You stop being just a predictable character in a story written by an algorithm that's designed to sell you stuff, and you become the author. You pick up the pen and you start actively writing your own next chapter. And really, that's the question this whole idea leaves us with. As you close this screen and get ready to go back to your own feed, it's worth taking a second to ask yourself, honestly, who is really in charge here? Who is writing your story? Is it you, or is it the machine?